What's up, nigga? What's up, my nigga?
Yo, let me tell you back in the building.
Lamp talk, Lamborghini, lamp
Nappy
talk,
Jerry.
lamp talk. It's Snappy and Quavo back at it again. And fucking your bitch in a label. Yeah, money. Yeah. Spit it with me.
You fucking
Spit
trash.
Spit some.
Trash.
Say something.
No,
Be supportive of my drink. Jerry? You ain't gonna say that? So your ass ugly as shit anyway. Fuck you, dig it. Anyway, it's what? So Lucy go do that bitch ass nigga Carnage.
Nah, don't even tell me that, cause you don't even know who Lucy is. I had to tell you about it. You're Carnage gang.
Let me show what you do.
You're Carnage gang.
Hold on, let me do my Trippie Red impression. I'm sorry. Alright.
That's gonna hurt your voice.
That shit do hurt my voice. Like I can't help it, bro. I don't know. I think it's my asthma. That shit be flared up sometimes. But it'd be funny though. Sorry, fuck it though. Fuck it. We gonna get straight to it.
I'm Team Lucy. He's Team Carnage.
I voted Lucy. We could
I
both be
was
on the same team.
Nah, fam.
Why black folks always gotta be opposition towards each other, fam?
Cause you don't even know who Lucy is. I had to tell you
Okay,
about
but I personally like anime. I don't choose anime over fucking more. Nah, that's a bit too broad. I would choose her over Carnage. Cause I never really liked that nigga Carnage. You ever played them old ass like Spider-Man games?
Yeah.
Like there's this old ass Spider-Man game where this nigga fused with like Doc Ock, and you have to run out of the fucking building vac like HVAC, which is like the little like vents.
Yeah.
This nigga, that was the hardest fucking part of the game. So fuck Carnage. I'm Team Lucy and this bitch, nigga. Team L, nigga. Team L, nigga.
We're gonna capture that. We talking too much. Let's get straight into it.
Yeah. So it's gonna be death battle. Carnage versus Lucy. Marvel versus Elfin Light. Death battle. Screw attack. Get into it.
Hey everybody, we have a brand new Death Battle t-shirt on the Screw Attack / Rooster Teeth store. Head to store.roosterteeth.com and you guys can pick one up. It's a great way to support the show.
New merch coming when we get proper.
Soon. That's what I'm gonna say. Merch coming soon. Let's get into it.
If my ex-wives have taught me anything, it's that there's no real limit to crazy.
Like Carnage, Marvel's
I like how we
dangerously
sit there and
insane
actually, like, take
psychopath.
out a big
Or Lucy, the
I would've
messed
been
up
like this.
murder.
Ran off on the floor twice.
Positive, I shouldn't 26, 7 seconds into the video.
I realized, but guess what, Jerry? Shit, what was I gonna
Talking
say?
too much.
You right?
Lady from Elfenlied.
Elfenlied. It's German.
Yeah, whatever. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Animation kind of like
Cletus Cassidy didn't have the
Wait,
chance
quick
to
question.
be a well.
Is she thick though?
damn, bro, you really
Okay,
fucking...
I'm sorry, but is she thick though?
Nah, that bitch flash. She's like a little kid, bro. What the fuck?
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah, bro.
Just
sorry,
an
I
adult,
didn't know. My
because
bad.
his entire family was already
Right,
crazy.
right.
While Cletus was just a
Are you
boy,
serious?
his father got sent to jail for killing his mother.
That guy.
Which he did because she had tried to kill Cletus.
Which she did because Cletus had tortured and killed her dog Fifi.
Well, go Miss Cassidy. All done.
Pussy got that wet, got
Bro,
that
why
drippy,
you
got that,
talking so
got
much,
that
bro?
super soft.
Murderers deserve death,
Got that
even
wet,
if they're
got that
8.
super
Right,
soft.
Jack
What are you
Spaniels?
talking about?
He said
Good
Fifi.
boy. Oh, and Cletus murdered his grandma too, cause
what's
she's
up,
kind of a
nigga?
bitch.
He didn't stop there and wound up burning down his own orphanage. Years later, he was
Nah,
finally
I
arrested
could've
and convicted for 11
you-
murders.
You good
You
people.
mean the 11 murders they knew about?
But while in prison, Cletus found that he wasn't alone. In fact, his cellmate just so happened to be Eddie Brock.
Who you may know is that creepy guy covered in black ink called Venom.
That ink is actually a symbiotic alien known as a Clintar.
Come
This
here, boy.
symbiote bonded with Eddie, transforming him into a powerful and violent rival for the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
But what Eddie didn't know was it was pregnant. Time to go out for cigarettes, Eddie.
Well, symbiotes actually reproduce asexually. When Eddie became Venom once again, the symbiote sort of oozed out its spawn and left it there.
So it
Just
nutted on
like
that
me
nigga
and my
so he
dad.
took over?
Well, this new symbiote immediately.
That nigga really a side bitch, then Carnage a side hoe.
It's gonna take you forever to edit you.
Nigga, I don't care, nigga. I'm the dopest editor in this YouTube shit. Okay, if you fuck with my editing, give me a thumbs up.
The last video, that shit was.
Jared. Leave me alone. I fucked up, okay? But it's whatever. We gonna get. I thought you were gonna call me a fuck. I had to get you that this I don't know what I'm talking about.
Attached itself to Cletus, but unlike the Venom one, it merged through a cut on his skin, creating this suit made out of blood. Ew, that doesn't seem sanitary.
And together they became Carnage.
A fitting name for a psycho mass murderer. Cletus and his new symbiote quickly got up to what they knew best, creating maximum carnage. Remember that game? It was great.
And with his new superpowers, he was a vicious force to be reckoned with. He has the same superhuman strength, speed, and durability as Venom, and supposedly even greater, like a Venom 2.0.
He can shapeshift to make all sorts of killer weapons, like axes, swords, and spikes. He can even rip those weapons off himself or launch them at his victims. Have you ever tried ripping your fingers off and throwing them at people? Because that's kind of what Carnage does.
The symbiote can also reach out with dozens of chaotic, blood-soaked tendrils, perfect for strangling the people he doesn't want to see anymore. With a single touch, Carnage can infect a person with a portion of his symbiote, controlling or torturing them at his leisure. He has unbelievable regeneration, and even if somebody finds a way to disable his suit, the Carnage symbiote lives inside his bloodstream and can come back out through something as meager as a paper cut.
Also, the symbiote literally sees everything around it. It's kind of like wearing a suit made of eyeballs.
But let's say you're able to dodge his projectiles, outrun the tendrils, and get out of sight from the eyeball suit. You're still not safe. He will catch you, because he can sprout wings and fly.
Damn,
What the hell? Since when?
Since realizing that shapeshifting is a really, really useful ability.
So he's able to fly, he's totally aware of everything around him, and he's full of blood? This guy's like a giant mosquito of death.
Sure.
nigga
Carnage
look
has
like a
said he's at least 10 times faster than
hit
the average
like
man.
a crab.
But that's pretty modest, because Venom has shown he can move fast enough to catch up to a bullet after it's fired. And Carnage is frequently shown to be as fast or even faster than him. This puts Carnage over 1,500 miles per hour, over twice the speed of sound.
He's lifted a 50-ton
2
tank,
miles
and he can
in 3
overpower
seconds?
Spider-Man, whose best supported strength
2
feat
miles
was
in 3
lifting that
seconds.
giant machine thing that weighed as much as a 1965 locomotive.
Which would put it around 130 tons.
And you know those weird tendril things crawling around his body? When he wanted to find a missing journalist in New York, he climbed to the top of the Empire State Building and just stretched them all out over the city.
He found her by this coastline, and this building nearby looks a lot like the consolidated Edison plant between 14th and 15th Street. That's about 2 miles away.
And as a thank you for saving her, she shot Carnage in the head. Well, fine. Save your own ass next time, lady.
He was fine. Carnage's durability doesn't come from a sturdy build. Instead, his form is malleable and somewhat fluid. Technically, his human body still exists somewhere in that mass of blood, flesh, and writhing tentacles, but even when he's hit by a train, struck by missiles, or blasted apart by a tritium bomb, he can always just pull himself back together.
So long as there's a piece of him still around. Given the size of that blast, it looks like Carnage survived a blast worth 125 tons of TNT.
Very impressive. Also, he once smothered and survived a gene bomb designed to wipe out all of humanity except mutants.
He's even survived being ripped in half and thrown into space. Seriously, what kills this guy?
Well, he does share the same weaknesses as other symbiotes, namely extremely
Like,
loud
is she showing
noises
their
and
penis?
heat.
Well, until he traded the sound one for a weakness against some Cthulhu-looking magic.
Carnage has been through a lot, but with 2 minds as one, he always gets back up to keep doing what he loves.
Murder, murder, and, you know,
Murder.
more murder.
Carnage is chaos.
That nigga need a fucking hose.
Yeah, they ain't got the fucking.
There are some mysteries the world holds which no one is meant to
They
know.
got a sad life.
Every day, something, somewhere, comes ever closer to destroying everything you hold dear. One such secret is the Dicloni.
Ah, no big deal. They're just a race of crazy people who want to infect human beings to make more Dicloni and then wipe out all of humanity. Oh, look at the cute little horns. They look like kitty ears.
To accomplish this, the Dicloni would have to rely on their queen, Carnage, better known as Lucy.
Luckily for everyone, some important people figured this out and captured her. And now it's time for your only warning.
Right, Lucy's methods, let's just say they're not for the faint of heart.
And let's also say that those lucky important people were
Man, this
about to get
imagine you
very,
arriving and nigga just
very
cut your arm
unlucky.
off. Oh shit. What the fuck? Yeah, this wig was...
Jesus Christ, what's happening?
To truly
Oh,
understand,
shit.
let's take a step back. As an infant, Lucy was abandoned by her parents and left alone to suffer a life of constant discrimination.
It was the horns, wasn't it?
Right, even the average kid hates growing up in an orphanage, but it was especially painful for her.
Until she found a stray puppy and decided to take care of it. That adorable little critter and her became best friends. And then the other kids from the orphanage went out and beat it to death and forced her
shit.
to watch.
Oh no, oh.
Well, no shit, she wants to kill everyone. Go ahead, Lucy. Tear up those little bastards.
Look at that fuck on you.
Oh! Damn.
What's wrong there?
What the fuck is that? What is that?
What do you mean?
I don't know why she killed him like that.
They beat her best friend ass. They killed that nigga.
Why is it so gory?
It's fucking
They're kids.
nigga. They beat a dog to death.
I hear you, but they're kids.
Okay, you deserve to die.
I've never seen kids die in anime.
It's a first. Look at it.
This was the first time
This is more gory than a common got killed. Gantz, that's tough. This shit already beat Gantz, and I only been watching this shit for like 2 minutes. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I really do want another season of Gantz and other shit. But anyway, let's get back to it. Fuck it.
Lucy unleashed her psychokinetic vectors.
And
As a
attack on
Diclonius
Titan.
queen, Lucy is meant to use these vectors to infect ordinary human beings with the Diclonius virus.
Oh, but she uses them for so much more.
For simplicity's sake, think of the vectors as invisible arms which can sprout from Lucy's back.
Lucy can use up to 28 vectors with a normal range of about 6 to 7 feet. When she gets really serious, her horns grow and the vectors get way longer and stronger.
She can vibrate her vectors at different frequencies, and each level of vibration has different effects.
Kinda like that thing that my ex-wife had on the nightstand that I thought was one of those crazy pens.
At low frequencies, her vectors can pass through objects with no effect. At a medium frequency, the vectors become solid, like extendable hands, while still completely invisible. These can be used as shields and lift heavy objects.
Oh man, if I had those things, I'd be messing with people all the time, like tying their shoes from across the room. Also, since this seems to be a thing in this episode, she can fly.
It's not really flying, she's just lifting herself off the ground. With the third frequency, Lucy turns her vectors into invisible blades. These can cut through people and bend metal.
And with the last and highest frequency, Lucy gets explosive. No, really, at this level, they finally become visible and can strike with enough force to detonate. Damn, they don't call this chick the queen for nothing.
Unfortunately, Lucy is not always in control of what she does. Turns out she has developed several alternate personalities.
Yeah, getting shot in the head can do that to you.
That injury specifically created New, a passive, almost childlike persona which exists as a coping mechanism for Lucy's trauma. As New, Lucy would finally find friends and began forging a path toward hopeless redemption.
Unlike her third personality, the so-called DNA voice, which constantly whispers in her ear that she's got a job to do. Kill them all, Lucy, before they hurt more puppies.
This is gonna be a tough one.
She
I'm
could do
gonna
it too.
stay neutral. I
Lucy's
remember I
fast enough
chose
to block
sides.
bullets from a point-blank range. And once, she actually saved herself from a bullet after she had already been shot. As in, while the bullet was traveling between her skin, and her heart.
It looks like she's getting shot by an MP5, which fires bullets at nearly 900 miles per hour.
With her body type, the distance between Lucy's skin and heart is less than an inch, probably around 2.4 centimeters. Given the bullet speed and the distance her vector would have to reach from her back before the bullet hit her heart, her vector had to move nearly 1,900 miles per hour. That's over twice the speed of sound.
She can throw a pen through a guy's skull. Brutal. And even toss this giant boulder.
When compared to this guy, Bando, whom we know is 6 feet tall, we can determine the boulder weighs about 75 tons. Her vectors are also tough enough to block a missile from the Air Force. While the exact model of missile is unspecified, it is fairly large and likely an air-to-surface type.
I bet it's one of the Air Force's SLAMs, or Standoff Land Attack Missile, built off the back of the Navy's Harpoon missile. In fact, a harpoon is used against a different Diclonius at one point. So this beast slammed into her vector at 500 miles per hour with a 1,000-pound explosive yield, and it didn't even phase her. Even without a vector shield, she survived a pretty nasty explosion herself, though it did knock her out.
Impressive, but how about the time she punched through an island? A strike literally compared to nuclear fusion.
How? How you do that?
Or vectors.
How you punch through an island?
Or vectors.
Bro, if Screw Attack says Carnage wins, that's rigged. She punched through an island, my nigga.
Yeah.
I don't know. Only person I knew that could do that shit is Akuma.
Kuma, yeah.
And if you haven't seen that, go check out our Akuma versus Ryu Screw Attack video.
Oh, we got Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai.
That ass, go check that out. That shit blowing up. You should check it out.
I just got more reactions. 2 more. Dragon Ball Z trailer. And what's it called again?
Rappers like first songs versus song that blew them up. We need to start promoting and get back to this one. All right, let's get to it.
This kicked up a 100-foot tidal wave and a 9.2 magnitude earthquake. A level so high, there's only been 4 comparable quakes ever recorded.
Her vectors can be as wide as buildings and reach into outer space, except that's about when Lucy reaches her limit.
Right. As a Diclonius, Lucy has a few severe weaknesses. Her vectors can be nullified if she's struck in the forehead, or if one of her horns are broken.
Also, if Lucy pushes herself too hard, she starts to melt. Kinda like ice cream out in the Texas sun. It's not pretty. She's just a big puddle of goop with a face, but she's still a total badass, even at her meltiest.
While suffering agonizing pain, she was capable of single-handedly halting a massive military threat, while healing and protecting the person she loved most. Perhaps redemption wasn't so hopeless after all.
Hey, let's watch her kill some more people.
You understand it.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, you'd be crazy not to get in on this deal.
By now, you've probably heard of Blue Apron, the leading meal kit delivery service in the U.S.
But did you know about all the different kinds of delicious foods you can make? Like the honey chipotle glazed chicken with poblano and lime rice.
There's plenty to choose from, since they offer 12 new recipes each week. All you have to do is choose the 2, 3, or 4 that sound best to you, and they deliver it right to your door.
Plus, it's super simple to cook. It's got easy-to-follow instructions and perfectly proportioned ingredients. They're non-GMO, and the meat has no added hormones. My favorite part is feeling like a master chef, making creative and delicious meals with my own hands. You guys really need to try it out.
It's pretty nice coming home knowing I'll have a delicious meal I can whip up with ease.
So check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free at blueapron.com/battle. That's blueapron.com/battle to get your first 3 meals free. But right now, it's time for a death battle!
Straight to it.
Lucy?
I think Lucy gonna get it. That bitch's personality changed quick.
Die.
Oh, shit. Jesus. I'm gonna say this though, if she slips up even in the slightest way, he's able to get into a bloodstream, she's done. Dead. I feel like that's what they're gonna cap us at.
Does it hurt yet? Don't worry. I'll put you out of your misery.
I don't think so.
First those kids at the orphanage, then Cletus. Lucy really hates dog killers, and for good reason.
Carnage was a challenging opponent. It was incredibly difficult for Lucy to deal any lasting damage against him.
He had the durability advantage in the bag, though Lucy fighting as a puddle proved she could take a lot of pain and keep on fighting. Sadly, Carnage came up short in pretty much everything else.
Right, Carnage was tough, but not invincible. Even his surviving that gene bomb isn't quite as impressive as it sounds, since he had no other feats to even remotely back up planetary-level durability, and the bomb was more akin to a biological weapon anyway. While Carnage's tendrils could pass speeds of Mach 2, Lucy's vectors once reached into outer space. By timing her accompanying monologue and comparing the longest vector's length to the curvature of the Earth, it's clear she reached over 2,400 miles in 20 seconds max.
Way longer than Carnage's 2-mile feat.
All this means her vectors were moving at least 440,000 miles per hour. More than 500 times the speed of sound, and 250 times faster than Carnage.
Good luck getting past that. And this was really the biggest hurdle. With Lucy's redonkulous speed and Carnage's healing powers, it all boiled down to one thing. Who could hit the killing blow first? I mean, Carnage could respawn from scraps, so the only way to beat him for good was to totally vaporize him.
And Lucy had the perfect answer to that. Remember that time she hit an island so hard she caused a 9.2 magnitude earthquake and a 100-foot tall tidal wave? Such a feat would require an enormous amount of explosive energy, approximately 31,000 tons of TNT, similar to the bomb that hit Hiroshima.
It's literally compared to nuclear fusion in the Elfen Lied manga.
Elfen Lied, it's German.
The point is, in order to beat Carnage for good, Lucy needed to totally obliterate him, and she could do that.
The heat produced within the initial impact of a nuclear explosion can reach temperatures up to 180,000 degrees Fahrenheit, more than 18 times hotter than the surface of the sun.
Yeah,
and to top it off, heat was Carnage's biggest weakness. Even if Lucy's explosive force was just a fraction of this, it would still have been far too much for him.
She just needed to smack him before he could power through her vectors, which chances were pretty slim for that happening anyway, because there's a bunch of them and they're so damn fast. Hitting Carnage with a big explosion punch was way easier.
Cletus and his symbiote may have had the endurance, but Lucy's space-worthy speed, overwhelming presence, and nuclear strength won the day.
She dealt the carnage needed for a total victory and took the lead. There, I said it right, Wiz. Happy?
The winner is Lucy.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the fight, you can get a first membership and watch our commentary by clicking that box over there.
Thank you, Chad. And if you want the battle music from this episode, you can get it in the link in the description below.
I am
You're not
3.
Chad.
You are 2. We did 3. Are you? This is my 3rd one. I just won. 3, and you won this one. And
That's the only one I won.
you won the last one.
We only did Ryu and Samurai Jack.
All right, guys. Hold on. Let me cancel this real quick. All right, guys. Appreciate that. Nappy Head Ronnie.
Happy Jerry.
Oh, now you want to say it?
I'm sorry.
You know why? Because it's fire.
It's not really.
It's fire. It's hard. All right. On a positive note, we got more videos and bangers coming out soon. Be on the lookout. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on bell notifications. We are coming with bangers. Big facts.
Roll the outro.
Roll the outro.